Citizens that wish to be heard? I'm guessing that.
I came in 7 minutes late.
Yours was approved for staff recommendation.
The 145156, which means what?
Which means, let me see what that
Which
is.
agenda item are you talking about?
4B.
Yeah, number B, resolution 145156.
We passed that. We passed it.
First staff recommendation.
It was your impassioned speech that got us.
Yeah, no, I was ready.
Yeah.
Want to show us? You can show us if you want. You have
Oh, it
to.
don't matter. You already
We can
saw-
see it.
I blew it up for the.
That's fine.
Okay.
We
But you
got-
went to all that
we got
work.
camera. You might
Let's
want
see.
to-
All I was,
Show
I
it to us
did
and
was,
show it to the camera, please.
well, I took the city to court to get this far. Which is Wayne probably knows. They're the ones that pointed out in their defense for this resolution tax, 3188. Before that, I didn't know because it wasn't really available. It wasn't like something you just walk out and find. So the research was killing me. And when I found out, I wanted to go ahead and purchase it. And basically, I had put a timeline in, so, when they actually passed it, statement session, the layout was half. Just so in case there was anybody misunderstood about it. But since you passed it, it looks good.
Right here. You want to show the camera? Just
Sure.
Let's see.
Went to a lot of work.
Yeah.
That is a very large.
Well,
project.
I was in the same setting with the judge, I had it on a easel, and I had it sitting up there so everyone could see it and understand it that far back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
Awesome,
much.
thank you.
Well done. Jeff?
I'm new to the city council meeting, so I don't know if this is the time that I can comment, just make a general comment.
Yes, you bet.
Okay. Thursday evening, we had a Republican Central Committee meeting at the library. Starts at 7 o'clock. Before the meeting got started, there was a weather alert and the library was closed. And not only we heard it out of the building, but also all of the kids that were in that building heard it out into an oncoming storm. Why isn't that building a storm shelter? And kids would be allowed to stay in there until their parents, either their parents come and get them or some safety issue is involved. Those kids were heard it out and they were told to go home. Al, you were there, you saw that. Several of us here that was here saw that. So what is the?
Yeah, that's a great point. Actually, Tuesday night, the same exact thing happened. I loaded kids in my car to take them home. And of course, they were Larry hopping in the car with me. It's just a bad situation, to be honest with you. They dumped all the kids out on the street.
Right, who knows if parents had dropped the kids off, and we'll pick you up at 9 o'clock, they were outside in the elements. Is the library not a storm shelter? So that's.
We'll find out,
Okay,
because that's a great question.
It is. We need to know.
But yeah, they ran out of there and came into City Hall.
By that circumstance.
I don't know that that's a storm shelter.
Community hall.
Yeah.
How many windows? I don't think that's.
In community hall.
Is
Even
there-
if they go in the back.
They would,
sort of
an
under.
interior room in the library, you could otherwise, the only glass everywhere else.
And that was the option given to us. They provided us access to the community hall. And
They did.
I was a little concerned about the glass as well.
Right,
That
yeah.
room's solid glass.
Well, and this is a thunderstorm, so maybe we just need to work on some internal guidance on, address the specifics.
That's a good point.
Sounds reasonable.
Good.
Because there was residual problems, as one of the kids had a cologne bottle with him that he left his coat in my car. Still can't get a smell. Lenny?
Yeah, I've got a concern. Lenny Scaletta, 2025 31st Avenue. Ellie, you were in on this the other day when a young lady I know lives next to the South Expressway, and she knew that I knew something. You know, I went down and looked at the when they were doing the that they have that they're doing all the road work there for the freeways and all that, the highways and everything. And she has right next to her house, between the house and the South Expressway, there's a gutter there, and it wasn't draining underneath the highway, and it wasn't going down because there was kind of an embankment here that kind of like a dam. And she made a lot of phone calls, and then I called Al, and he says, would you go down there over to her house and see what it looks like and everything, and I kind of told him about it, and she made quite a few calls. The only thing that I'm concerned is, and I know, according to Al here, that there's the difference between the state and local and all this fight, but is there any way that she can say, I live in the city, where can I go for some really good help from the city? I wish I had more details for you, but it'd be something to think about, a customer service on the city side to be able to accommodate people, not just you.
No, it's incredible the calls I get. So.
Okay, all right, so anyway, it would be, I don't know what the answer is other than maybe something, it's kind of a customer service type of person that they could go to that's going to be on the payroll anyway, that they could say, I'm having problems, how do I go about this? How can I cut through this red tape? It's just something to think about.
And I'm not exaggerating, I get some of the most absurd phone calls. And some of them are well-intentioned, but you just go, wow. But, all day long. So I guess I'm the repository for people's questions. You hate to hire somebody and have them sit there for 4 days to answer 2 questions. So we'll work through it. But yeah, please, and people at home, I think, know that if you've got a question or concern, call the mayor's office. Probably the best place to start. So.
I'll tell her, thank you.
And Matt, since the interstate program's gonna be going on so long, could we get the information posted on the front page of the city council, or City Council Plus website because there's a lot of good information. They have a website, you can go on and find out where the closings are gonna be, contacts in case you do have a problem like that. If we could at least put that information on the front page, that would be really
And
helpful.
HDR, who's the overarching engineer on the interstate rehab, has 3 dedicated public relations persons, so we can make that happen. For those at home watching who don't know, down by the marketplace is really going to get dicey.
Basement floor, not the drainage system, but that cracks had developed in her floor and water was gushing through those cracks. So it sounds as though this lady's going to lose the foundation to her house. And that was caused by a drainage issue. It sounds as though. And so thanks to a lot of people trying to intervene and get her information, she was able to get some sort of response back from Iowa DOT and get some light shed on that. But I guess if the rains keep up, that's something that people need to keep a close eye on their grounds and whatnot to make sure that that amount of water isn't collecting.
May I add to
Sure.
say something?
Sure.
Yeah, I forgot to. Al's right about that. And what happened is that the ditch, there was a telephone pole and an anchor, and they left the area high there to accommodate the telephone pole and the anchor, and she made quite a few calls. Finally, they got a road grader in there, and if she hadn't been persistent, bless her heart, she is, they pushed that out so that water could drain, and now it wasn't draining into her basement. But her and her husband both missed a couple days of work, and they had pumps going, shop vacs going all night long trying to do this, and they were in a panic. And finally she got a hold of me because she knows I'm a pain in the rear to you guys. But anyway.
Thanks for being there.
And they,
Just a joke, but anyway, she got it taken care of, but I'd like to see it simplified this all.
Yeah, no, it was a tough time for many citizens, and, a lot of people sustained damage. The last report I saw was 8 tons of wet debris from people's basement, which really isn't all that much, but I know they really went through tough times. I think at our homeless area, we picked up 5,600 pounds in just that homeless camp, so that's 2.5 tons just there. So really, when you put that in perspective, it wasn't a huge amount, but I know it's not reflective of the work people had to do to dry out their basements or their businesses or